How's it going, everybody? Doing a drink review here today, and a a Plague Tale Requiem. Sorry, Innocence is the first one. A Plague Tale Requiem. I hate the Requiem. I hate that word. It's hard to say for me. Review here today. I completed that last night. I'll get into that in a few minutes. But the drink I have here today is C4 Berry Power Bomb. I guess this is partnered with WWE. I'm pretty sure I did the other one right. It was like a raspberry one or some shit. I was asked about Pure Leaf, and I was looking for some Pure Leaf. I was in the 7-Eleven, but they did not have. They wanted the sweet tea one. They did not have that one. They had unsweetened raspberry and something else. I will look other places. That's what I do when people ask about drinks. I do look in places. If I never end up getting back to the person or never doing it, it's because I can't find it. And sometimes I forget. It's not bad. Getting a decent berry taste in there. I think that other one was a bit stronger. Because this is a different one. This says Ultimate Energy, but this is different. I guess it's just maybe because it's partnered up with WWE than the regular C4s. I don't know. It's not bad though. I like that berry taste. I was looking for the primes, but they actually sold a lot of those primes. It was on clearance for like it's $2. It was on clearance for $2. That's where I'd gotten the strawberry one, watermelon. But they only had the red one, and I didn't feel like drinking that. And then the other ones I did reviews on already, so. This isn't bad though. Solid berry taste. It doesn't taste too much like an energy drink, oddly enough. I think somebody was saying it was like the caffeine or something that kind of gives it that that taste. And this is one of the ones with 300. So I had done the other one the other day. I said I scrapped the video because I didn't like it. There was some issues and I wasn't feeling it. That was not C4. Was it C4? Because that one was 200, but it wasn't one of these. And this one says it's 3, so. Hard-hitting caffeine. Oh, they gotta say that because it's WWE. This one's not bad, though. I'd probably go 7.5 on this. Pretty decent. Solid berry taste. I can't really say much more than that. I will continue to drink that, though. 7.5. It's solid. Alright. The Plague Tale Requiem. Review here. I said I beat this last night. I didn't see how many hours I put in. I forgot to look. But I want to say between like 15 and 17 I probably did this. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first one. I can't remember much of the first one. Like in terms of, I know that it's the Inquisition was coming to get him in that one. And then the plague rats come. And you didn't chase them. You have to deal with the rats, you have to deal with the enemies. The human enemies. Same thing as it starts off, you got Amicia here and Hugo, brother and sister. Their mother is there. And Lucas, I'm pretty sure Lucas did not pop up in the first one, but he's an alchemist who's studying under budding alchemist. At the beginning, you're hanging out in a spot, and I think you're ready to go elsewhere to this, like, kind of, not city, but town. Things seem to be alright, and then you come across this kid, you're, like, playing in the river, and the kid leaves, and then you're trying to leave this kind of little castle area. And these beekeepers are there, and they're doing screwed up shit. They killed some people, so you have to then get into your stealth mode, right? That's what this game is. You're hiding behind things. You're hiding in tall grass, stuff like that. And eventually you get through there, and Amicia kills one or two of them. Amicia goes into this rage, and then Hugo's like, oh no, what are you doing? And then the two of them, their mother and Lucas, get to this town. You have to avoid these other people that you've now confronted. Briefly, a couple other things happen, and you end up in this town, and they're trying to figure out. Hugo has the macula in him, and it's connected to the rats. He's the carrier, and she's the protector. You find it leads more into this throughout the game and in history how this has happened before. There will be spoilers here, obviously. At one point, Hugo dreams of an island where there's like this phoenix bird, and this water heals him. So they're trying to find this island. We're in this town, and then the order's like trying to do experiments on him and stuff. That goes wrong. The rats come in, they kill the one order dude. This whole city, look at the rats follow them everywhere, right? And throughout the game, Hugo's just like, this is my fault and all this stuff. And it goes from there. You meet a ship captain, Sophia. You meet a soldier, Arno, who gave her a wound. They met up earlier in the game, and he attacked her, but then they meet up again because they need each other's help. And then she fucks him over at a point because she was using them. But then, I won't explain all of it, but, little twists and turns, nothing crazy. You do find the island. Stuff happens on the island. You have the Count, and the Count is there. They're up to no good, as you would know when you're playing it. Pretty depressing game in a lot of ways. I will spoil this. There's these two, Lucas, their mother, Sophia and Arno are like the six that you're with periodically throughout the game. Hugo and Amicia are together the most. Always like 90% of it. There's a few points, but they're not. People die in this game. Some of these characters will bite it. So it's a little sad and depressing. The story's solid, like I said. They're trying to figure out what's wrong, and then you find out it's gone on through history. She's the protector. There's always a protector and a carrier, and then you find out how the carriers are treated and all this stuff. And they can control the rats. You were able to do that in the first one, I think, and in this one, Hugo can control the rats at points. Amicia has her sling again. You get a crossbow at one point. You do the alchemy stuff as well. You have the ignifier, which you can light stuff on fire, like torches and stuff, because the rats don't like the light. And you can do it to enemies as well. And grass, I'll go into that more. There's the tar. You can craft tar. You get crafting stuff, so you can craft these things. Tar, there's the one, I forget what it's called. It extinguishes the flame. And then there's the fourth one, which is odorous, which the rats will go to that. They'll be lured to it. And you can combine these things. You can put them in pots that you pick up and throw them and then light them on fire. Same thing with the crossbow bolts. You can have any one of those four things as part of a crossbow bolt as well, a flame one, etc. And you can upgrade all these things. I upgraded 2 of the 5. There's sling, crossbow, gear, instruments, and there's one other. I did do this puzzle with these windmills. When you're on the island, you would get to the island Lacuna. These windmills, and I got a bracer that I think helped her Amicia recover faster. You play as Amicia pretty much the whole time. You use Hugo a few times. You might, I'm trying to remember because I was playing it before we went to Florida, and then I finished up and I forgot. You might have used Lucas briefly. And other characters you're with, Arno, Sophia, Lucas, you can instruct them to do things because there are puzzles in this game. where someone's got to pull a lever, you got to do this and that, and you figure things out that way. Nothing crazy. But it's stealth. You're avoiding the guards and the soldiers. And with the rats, you're not avoiding them as much as you're just trying to push through them by lighting up certain flames, getting flames lit. Using if you get trapped by them, sometimes if you have an ignifier, you can use this thing where she starts just using the sling and like this and the flames are going up. It's kind of like a fail-safe if you're in trouble. And there's carts you can push that have flames in them. And sometimes you have to push carts to climb up onto things. And like I said, in parts, Hugo controls the rats when he gets pissed, because they both get pissed throughout the game. And Luke, I talked about this impressions video, like Lucas, when I'm killing guards, Lucas is like, why are you doing that? And then later in the game, he ain't saying it as much. Let's put it that way. Because they're all fucked up. And there's 3 different levels. Like there's prudence, where you're more stealthy. There's aggression when you're killing more people. And there's an alchemy one, I think, too. I got the prudence one all the way to the top. But the other 2 I got only to the 2nd level, I think. Which was weird because I killed a lot of people. I was surprised it didn't go up further. You find knives as well that you can do a counter on an enemy if they get close to you. Or they hit you. Some enemies get you once you're done. And there's archers and stuff too. They'll have heavy armored guys where you have to break their armor off and stuff. And there's guys with shields and there's archers and there's regular dudes you can shoot with crossbows fine and stuff. And they sling them in the head. You can distract the guards with anything, a flame. There's little things you can throw rocks at that, will cause them to investigate. You can extinguish their flames and the rats will just gobble them up. Like I said, Hugo at a few parts when he gets pissed, he controls the rats. And you can also control them periodically with him as well to move them out of the way. But there's like combat situations where you have to use him and the rats just keep taking people out left and right while they're both pissed. Said story's decent. Like I said, you're trying to figure out what's wrong. You're trying to heal him and save him, then you find more of the story out. Graphically, this game is, for me personally, like I haven't played everything yet, okay? Like I haven't played all the games for the newer consoles, but for me, this is the best looking game I've played. It looks better than Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 2 look great. It looks great. The characters, models in this game are some of the best I've seen, like, if not the best. Like I said, the hair on the characters too, I'm like, oh my god. But the character models, like Misia, Hugo, Sophia, Arno, the Count, the Countess, all the people you really are in, up close with a lot. Our mother, Lucas, their mother, Lucas, they look just graphically looks great. The environments look fantastic. The rats look good, but when they start to like do their weird stuff, because there's millions of them, it kind of looks a little weak sometimes. There are parts when the rats, you're running from the rats. You just have to run and get away from them a few times when there's literally like thousands upon thousands chasing you. Like I said, all the castle stuff looks good. There's some parts where the rats are coming up from everywhere and architecture is falling down and stuff. It looks really nice. The water looks nice. You're on a boat a few times in this one. Not for long periods, but that all looks nice. All the textures and the environments and the growth and the trees and everything. Just everything looks fantastic, really, in this game. Outside of sometimes the rats a little bit. They'll do like these weird things sometimes and they look a little janky or whatever. Didn't run into any performance issues either. Actually, no, I take that back. There's a part where I was on a boat and I was getting chased by the Count. And they're shooting at me. And the first time I died, the archers are shooting from the other boat. I got to take them out. And I go back to do it again. Every time after, 3 of them were there, and the rest just had the little circles above their head, the red circles that indicates what they kind of are, what kind of soldier they are. And they were disappeared. I could only kill a few of them, but eventually the scene just played out because you had to hold out for a little bit, and the scene plays out. But I was getting pissed. I was like, really? This isn't going to fix itself? How am I going to do this? And then I realized it just plays out. But that was the only glitch I encountered. All the voice acting's fantastic. It's funny, my fiance was watching me play, and she's like, I don't listen to this girl's Amicia's voice. She's like, I don't like her voice. I was like, why? Like, that's weird. Voice acting's all really good though. Amazing Hugo's Bond's really nice. It's kind of adorable in a way. She's always holding his hand most of the time throughout, and they truly love each other. So there's impact in the game when things happen and stuff. And he's a kid. He's acting like a kid and stuff. You find little feathers and flowers throughout. They're like the collectibles as well as souvenirs you get where you go up to something and it says something souvenir. I got all the feathers and flowers. I think there was 12 total between them both. I only got like half the souvenirs. I gotta go back and get the rest. The length was solid. I probably did about 15 to 17, maybe it was more. I think there's 16 chapters, or 15 or 16. I think it's 16. There's the three of them on the back, actually. That's Sophia, Arno, and Amicia, and then there's Amicia and Hugo up there. The combat's cool, and it works well, but I will say this is another one. The only other thing I guess the other thing was just the glitch. I can't say that wasn't a problem throughout. The only thing I really disliked about this is that they pushed hard on the combat towards the end of the game. Now, the combat works well, but they keep throwing enemies at you. Okay, there's a part where you have to save somebody towards the end. I won't say who. And I'm taking out enemies, and they just keep coming. I'm getting pissed. They give you enough supplies there to take them out. Crossbow bolts, different kind of things. Lucas is there too, and he'll help you out. Like I said, the other characters will do certain things. If you have them with you, you hold the L1 button and instruct them to do stuff. Like Sophia can refract light off the flame, so you use that to get past the rats as well, stuff like that. And Arno will fight for you. Lucas will throw this stuff at the guards as well to kind of mess him up. But you fight a little too much at the end, in my opinion. And it's not that the combat's bad. It's actually fairly solid. It's not quick moving combat. You can upgrade stuff to make it a little easier on yourself. Like I said, there are upgrades and stuff, but it can be a little annoying. There's a fight on the beach at the end that was kind of pissing me off a few times. Nothing ridiculous. I'm just because you want to continue to push on, and I feel like sometimes the piling on with the combat takes away from the experience of the game. Because it is really a stealth game at heart. And you can crawl under stuff and shit like that. There was a classic, this is another part that was kind of annoying, just because this is like the video game trope or whatever. I'm running from a person, right? And then I have to, and she's injured, Amicia's injured, and I gotta use this thing to push to open a gate, and the guy's behind you, so I have to avoid the guy, go hide, lock him in a room, keep pushing. The classic, you have to open something and the enemy's coming, that you've seen in 500 games. They made the main bad people actually pretty hateable, especially the Count, so they did a good job with that. Decent environments. You get into parts where the rats, you're into rats' nests, so it's real gross and nasty. The lagoon is really nice before it gets destroyed. It looks really nice. Just draw distances are great. It's bright and colorful, and there's other parts that are dull and dreary and depressing, It's a huge open field at one point. I think I put the picture on Instagram a while back in my story. That looks amazing. That's one point where I was like, this is a good looking game, but I saw that, I was like, holy shit. I was like, this couldn't be done on the older consoles. And I'm pretty sure this did not come out on the other two. I think you were able to play it on the cloud on Xbox One. But, this is a fantastic game. And I will say, like, Amicia's taking people out. Lucas is like, you didn't have to do that and stuff. And she gives him shit back. Like, she's like, I'm going to kill them all at points. She's pissed. Because she just wants to protect her brother, And same thing with Hugo. When stuff happens, tragic stuff happens, he gets pissed. But with her, like, she'll take people out. Lucas is like, you didn't have to do that. And she'll just be like, I'll kill you, Like, she sometimes will be like, I know, but, we have to do what we have to do. It actually does a better job of it than The Last of Us 2, where Ellie gets upset when she stabs an important character in the game. She's conflicted, but she's just killed 30 people before that don't matter. That's where Last of Us 2, it takes you away from the story. I was funny because this game actually has two endings, but because I was like, I feel like I can do something different here, and I looked it up afterwards. I was like, okay, it doesn't. It just plays into the end chapter, kind of plays out not differently, but there's different dialogue. Last of Us 2 should have that same thing. They should have programmed in how Ellie would act. Like if I was trying to be as stealthy as possible and not killing a ton of people, it should have affected her more when she did kill someone. If I'm killing people like crazy, shouldn't have given a shit when she killed other people, the main people, you know? That would have been kind of cool. This game's awesome though. I'm going to go a 9 out of 10 on this one as well. Gameplay's good. Graphically, it looks amazing. There's good stealth. The combat is solid. It's just sometimes they throw a little too much at you. And I don't think it's not fast paced enough for that. But you're never going to be screwed. Like I was getting pissed a few times, but I just overly get annoyed because in my mind I'm like, how many times is it going to take me? And then you just do it after like the 5th time. You're like, oh. But it was just a fantastic game. I just, decent length too. And this is another game where if this was like 25 hours, 30 hours, it wouldn't work. It would wear out its welcome. It did not really drag or anything like that. Similar like Spider-Man 2, I said, like it was kind of dragging the last few hours for me. This one did not, at least for me. For other people, it may. It was a great game, 9 out of 10. And this one is actually, because I've been ranking the games for me as I play them, I'm actually going to slot this one in number 2. Above Spider-Man 2, it's going to go down to 3. Ghostwire Tokyo is still 1. I still love that game. That game was awesome. I'm filming this the 8th. I think Microsoft's having some kind of press conference type thing where they're going to say, like, I think exclusives are going to come to their, like, Bethesda stuff and shit's going to actually come to other consoles. It was alluded to in a comment, and I mentioned it as well. When I did, I think, the Xbox Game Collection video. How during the Xbox One, like, the unveiling of the Xbox One is when Xbox started to shit the bed. And I didn't realize how kind of fucked they've kind of been since then. And the same thing, PS5 is like outselling the Xbox Series X like 3-1. I think PS4 dominated Xbox One. Apparently there's things that, like, I think more exclusives are going to come. I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft's starting to push towards no discs too. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I'm filming this on the 8th, so I have not seen this showcase or whatever the hell they do. I forget. So I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about it in another video. Because this is probably going to go up Friday, this video. Maybe Thursday night if I'm feeling 2 in a day. But yeah. Check this out. If you like Innocence, Plague Tale Innocence, you're going to love this one. If you're into stealth-based games as well, you're going to like it. You will die a bit. Like sometimes it's trial and error. I've talked about this. You got to figure out the path to go. Because sometimes you can go up different ways and stuff. You got to figure out the path to go. And sometimes you're going to bite it a few times, Thankfully, if you have a companion with you outside of Hugo, like if Sophia's there, Arno, or Lucas, if they run in front of an enemy, the enemy doesn't acknowledge them. So you're not getting screwed on that front. It's funny too. The last like 2 chapters get a little more. I mean, it is an action game, but more like over the top action. Is the part where you're on this thing and you're using the Greek fire to hold the rats at bay and stuff. But yeah, I loved it. I really did like it. 9 out of 10 for me. I'm gonna put it behind Ghostwire Tokyo. I think this is the 7th game now I've completed, so I'm on a hell of a pace with these PS5 games. Like I said, I'm not letting it happen like the Xbox One. We're just piling on a bunch of games, and I'm too overwhelmed to complete them all. I think I'm gonna actually start selling some of my Xbox One games. Ones that aren't like $5. But yeah, 7.5 out of this. 7.5 for this. Berry Powerbomb C4, solid berry flavored energy drink. And 9 out of 10 for a Plague Tale Requiem. Fantastic game. I'm probably missing some things I always do, but I think I did well enough. Oh, there's also a thing where you get knives. Like I said, you can stab someone too if you're getting attacked. But you find, because when you upgrade, you have to get the workbenches until you upgrade if you upgrade your instruments all the way, or not even all the way. Maybe like to a certain point, you don't have to craft at a workbench, and I crafted it all the way, or I leveled it up all the way. So I didn't even need a tool. You need tools to upgrade to on top of the materials you come across. And there's like certain ones where you can only get it with a knife. I think they're hidden chests. I think you unlock it and there's a bunch of materials in there, and then you can do stuff from there. I missed one or two because they'll pretty good with giving you a knife. If they just give you a random knife, there's probably one of those things in the area. But anyway, 9 out of 10 on this, and 7 out of 5 on this. But thanks everyone for checking this out, and have a good day.